Most people think that breathing into your belly is an ideal strategy for training your diaphragm to work better, but this is actually far from the truth, and here's why. I know me saying that is going to ruffle some feathers, but hear me out as to why this is not optimal. First of all, here are some facts. When the diaphragm contracts, it moves downwards and flattens out. This creates a vacuum-like effect which draws air into our lungs, and our lungs are in our rib cage. So when we inhale, we should get expansion in all directions in our rib cage. Front, back, and even side to side, depending on what ribs you're looking at. And given that alone, it's never made sense to me why people cue breathing into the belly, because that's not where our lungs are, nor where the overwhelming majority of the expansion should occur. Now, technically speaking, a belly breath is a quote unquote diaphragmatic breath because the act of the diaphragm moving down is going to push the contents of the guts and the abdomen outward. But if we're feeding this pattern where only our belly and lower rib cage is expanding, we're going to be feeding this position and posture where things are just constantly being pushed forward. However, if we get that nice circumferential expansion of our rib cage, the back expands, the chest expands, these lower ribs move outwards, then we can ideally still keep everything stacked under normal circumstances and get a nice inhale without feeding this forward pattern all the time. If you cannot get adequate ribcage expansion relative to how much you need as an individual, then you are going to kick on other muscles to try to help you elevate and expand that ribcage. For example, the most common one that I see is someone with forward head posture, because those neck muscles on the front side are trying to elevate the rib cage and draw it forward and up, but that pulls the head forward with it. And usually people with forward head posture have poor breathing strategies for this reason. And that's not to say that belly breathing hasn't helped anyone ever, because obviously it has, but I think for a different mechanism than most people realize. I think simply the act of controlling your inhalation and exhalation with tempo is doing most of the legwork here, which is why people typically feel more calm afterwards. However, I believe they could get better results by learning how to breathe like this. All you need to do is lay on the ground, pull your knees up, feet flat, and put your hands on your lower rib cage. Now, keeping your chin pointed at the ceiling, fully exhale through your mouth and feel your rib cage come down. And you're going to feel a little bit of your side abs engage. Now, pause. Now, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and then slowly but silently inhale through your nose, maintaining a little bit of that side ab tension. What you should feel is your belly and rib cage expand simultaneously. And it's not like we don't want any belly expansion. We just want them to happen together. And that is what's key. Doing this feels really good, and you can still control your breathing with tempo. And this is going to carry over to allowing you to breathe more freely throughout the day.